have the most powerful tool in the world to visualize a city at scale. Okay, hosted here. And this is it. So we have a full digital infinitum representation of Derby and its surrounding areas sitting on our servers that is a live representation of the city in terms of what scale. Dan, if you just zoom out and come right out, and I'm going to just talk you through the structure of this in terms of the way that the model exists. So the platform of it is a computer games engine, right, which is called Unreal. Have you heard of Unreal Games Engine? Good. You not heard of the Unreal Games Engine? If you haven't heard of it, it's the platform that drives Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto, and all these multiplayer games. All right, so that sits at the base of it. Over the top of that, we overlay Digimap. And Digimap, whenever you're going in your car and doing sat-nav and whatever, it covers the grey boxes and the roads. That's Digimap, effectively. So it's the Ordnance Survey representation of a landscape. And then these clever wizards who I've worked with in terms of the pleasure of the project worked out how to piggyback Google's APIs, basically using Cesium to pull down Google Maps to sit over the top of it. So it's kind of this multi-layered platform that we've got that allows us to do the visualizations. So a lot of this stuff you'll recognise as kind of Google Mapland. That makes it make sense, and this is all pretty easy to then kind of reference points of different parts of the city. And then we've got areas like here, which look slightly different in terms of they've been rendered and they've been generated using games-based technologies, and that's where Daniel's skills come into it. So he's a computer games animation specialist, absolute digital whiz kid. We've got Ehab, who's sitting there filming, which is rather embarrassing, talking on this other screen. Does a lot of work in terms of the architecture field and looks at the way in which people engage with spaces and places, and particularly the orientation around buildings, and in particular how you use VR to get experiential learning in different environments and different spaces. Did a lot of work and stuff in London around the Sky Garden and how you actually access that building during COVID as part of his PhD work. And then Timo does some amazing stuff in terms of more macro scale place-based design.